Hi, so I was told to make my second vlog about facial hair, and honestly I have no idea what to say about it, so I'm just going to run off like a little list of the things that I like about them and just go into a little bit of depth about why I do like them or why I don't like them. Okay? So I really think that a nice beard or a nice moustache can show off a person's personality, such as a person with a really nice handlebar moustache can show that they're quite artistic, or that they're quite well off, or that a person with a big scraggly hobo beard could, well, I think that's a bit obvious, show that they're a hobo, or that perhaps they're a bit wild and carefree and don't really care much about shaving or that sort of thing, you know. I think that facial hair, when it's done correctly, can be an incredibly attractive thing to do. For example, men who have really nice beards can be really attractive to me, or I actually quite like younger men with moustaches. I think they're quite attractive, as long as they're not like the pencil thin kind of straight across the lip thing. I like them to be actual moustaches rather than just kind of something you can barely see just above the lip, you know, like a teenage boy. I think that there are quite a few cons to it as well though. I mean, if you've got something like one of those big scraggly beards, I don't really like those. I think they tend to look a bit silly. I think they just kind of make it look like you don't care about your appearance very much. This is obviously just my personal opinion. I know there are a few people who actually suit this style of beard, but in general the people who I see every day with beards like this, I just don't really like the look of them. I also think that you should make sure that you don't have food in your beard. I've noticed that people come into the place where I work in the fast food industry, and I noticed that quite a few men, they'll eat their food and they'll just leave bits of meat and stuff in their beard, and I find that really disgusting. I think that if you're going to have a beard or a moustache, you should make sure that it's really neat and clean and attractive looking, as opposed to just a big scraggly food-filled mess on your face. I think that's incredibly disgusting. I also think that if you're going to have a beard or a moustache, it should possibly be the same colour as the rest of your hair. I know this is a really finicky thing to say, because I've dated a guy who had naturally blonde hair and black eyebrows, but I think that if he grew a beard or a moustache, it would just look incredibly silly, because it would be black, and I just don't think that looks very nice. It makes it look as though you've bleached your hair out, and it's not the 90s. This isn't the era of boy bands and bleached hair. Although that being said, if you have like pink hair or something, just go with the natural colour, don't dye your moustache or beard pink, it would just look a bit silly. So if you have like a natural colour hair, don't have a different natural coloured moustache, I guess is what I'm saying. I think one of the other pros to facial hair is that it makes a really good disguise. If you're going to be like either in like a TV or a movie or something and you want to like get away, run from the cops, you should put on like a fake moustache. Like if I was gonna go and be in disguise now, I'd probably go with something like this. See, I look completely different now that I've got this big moustache on my face. So I could easily like get a new passport photo and like go on the run. So I think they're really good for crazy disguises and parties and things. If you have fake moustaches and beards, they can be really fun. So there's not really much else I can say about beards or moustaches or facial hair in general. Obviously big sideburns, I'm not keen on those either, because they remind me of old people, the really big ones. That being said, on rockabilly guys, they look really quite attractive. So I don't know, I don't really have much of an opinion on giant sideburns. I think if you're not a rockabilly guy and you can't get away with it, you shouldn't try. I think that's going to be the way I feel about sideburns. So this was done in one take. I hope you like it. I'm still not very good at making vlogs. So hopefully you'll watch my next one and see if I've progressed any and gotten better at making videos. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.